Yo, what's up everybody? What is up? Am I muted? I am not muted. How is everything looking? Everything looking good on YouTube? How you guys looking on YouTube, guys? How you guys looking on Twitch? How you guys feeling today? Today we are playing some World of Airports and we are playing some LHR on my stream only account, guys. Happy October. Who was first on Twitch today, by the way? Was Raptor. What's up, Raptor? Raptor XRR, thanks for being first on Twitch. Appreciate that. But yeah, today we're gonna play some LHR. It's been a while since we played LHR. I think Ultra, you here today? I haven't looked through the chat yet, but I think Ultra mentioned it's been since like August 9th, I think he said, since I played LHR on my stream only account. So we over here playing some LHR today. And today I don't really have much of an agenda for today's stream. You know, I try to come into every stream with an agenda, you know, trying to figure out like what we're going to talk about. But right now in the World of Airports world, we're really waiting for the next update. We're waiting for update 3.3.0, right? And update 3.3.0, we don't have a release time frame. We don't know when it's going to come. All we do know is that it's being worked on, and we have some ideas on what's going to come with it, right? We know that update 3.3.0 is going to have some new airplanes. 3.3.0 is also going to have a generic airport. It's also going to have the scheduling system and maybe a few other features. But what else is 3.3 going to come up with, right? And I think the scheduling feature is probably one of the features that I'm super excited about, because I think it's going to change the entire way we play the game. And don't worry, guys. I will be streaming 3.3 when it comes out. Don't worry at all. But yeah, we'll just kind of talk about any questions you guys might have about the updates. We might have to check out some of the dev blogs to answer your questions. We'll see what we have to do. But we'll take a look at chat now, and we'll see what you guys are up to. You know, whether on YouTube or Twitch, feel free to join me in chat. But what's up, Raptor? What's up, France Japan? Voitando's here. We got, who else? Let's see. Yeah, sorry about being late, by the way. I had a lot of things to do this morning. My dad was here today helping me with the lawn, or with the yard. You know, we have a lot of yard work that needs to be done. A lot of my plants are dying because it's fall time, right? So it's time to clean up the yard, so that way we can prepare for winter, and then be even better prepared for the spring. But yeah, sorry about that. And then my mom came over, so you know, always like to chat with my mom when she comes over. You know, she watches the babies, my 2 kids. So that's awesome. I'm glad to have her helping out. And then, oh, by the way, guys, my stream schedule this month is going to be super wacky. I'm going to post my stream schedule on Discord very soon. I just have to finalize a few things. But like I'm doing some travel next week. I'm actually traveling from Friday to Thursday next week. So I'm not going to be able to do my next Saturday stream. So instead of next Saturday for streaming, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do a Wednesday or a Thursday stream next week during the week. And then the following, so what day was that? That is October 11th. So October 11th, I'm not going to be able to stream. So instead, I'm going to be streaming October 8th or 9th. And then October 18th, that one is still on at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's one still on, scheduled as normal. But then October 25th, I got more travel scheduled because I'll be away from Friday to Monday. I'm going to Vegas and to Los Angeles. So for those like that day, I have to figure out when I'm going to stream that week. I think I'm going to stream Monday and the Monday the 20th, and then Tuesday the 28th. So we're going to have some midweek streams to kind of make up for missing the weekend stream. But yeah, I'll be posting it once it's official. Once I have it finalized, I'll be posting it on the Phat Airlines Discord, !Discord if you're not part of the Phat Airlines Discord yet. Oh, and by the way, speaking of Phat Airlines Discord, I want to open up the Discord real quick because we got something incredible happening right now on the Phat Airlines Discord. If you go to Phat Airlines Discord, you go down to our giveaways, we have a massive giveaway happening right now for the next 4 days on the Phat Airlines giveaway, on the Phat Airlines Discord. And we are giving away 100 B789s from my LHR. And this 789 can pretty much go to almost every airport in the game. I think the only airport it can't go to is Sydney. All right. So this is a great airplane for any player to win. We're having 100 winners. So right now it looks like there might be 21 losers, but everybody has an equal chance at winning. Feel free. All you gotta do, bless me. Excuse me. All you gotta do is join the Phat Airlines Discord, hit the enter giveaway button, and then you're entered to win. If you want to remove yourself from the entry, you can hit the button again and hit leave giveaway. But make sure you enter. It's free. All you gotta do is tell me what your username is if you're picked as a winner, and we'll get you this plane. Really great plane. It's not often I can give away 100 789s, because look at this, man. I just want you to see how much that's costing me, so you guys understand why it's so hard sometimes to do those massive giveaways. Because look at this. We're gonna go to fleet, configure and buy, and we're gonna go to a 789. 789 is 315,000 wallers. All right, so if I'm buying 10 of them, it's 3.15 million. But I'm buying 100 of them, so that's 31 million wallers, guys. 31.5 million wallers I'm spending, and 100 contract capacity that I'm spending for you guys to join and get some contracts from Phat Airlines. So make sure you join that giveaway. It's free, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. All right, let me see. I was in the middle of reading chat, and then I apologize about being late. So I'm gonna keep reading chat. I am 10 minutes behind in chat, by the way. So if you guys asked the question, I probably will get to it. I'm at 11:09 right now. So if you asked the question before that, then I might have to ask it again. But what's up, France Japan? What's up, Fleeting Negligence? Cheshire Orange is here. Aviator 2 MJAD is here. We got Jasper 949 AK here. We got Sheridan Missile. We got Educate Learn. We got Aviation Process. Christian's here too. Mike is here. Who else? We got Magiskais. Who else? Euroland Airways. Air Sripram. What's up, dude? How is everyone? I'm good. Okay, I see. Let's see. Looking good here. Everything's good on YouTube still? Dude, last week, it was so bad on YouTube, guys. Last week was so bad on YouTube, and I apologize. I spent some time this morning also fixing that. Oh yeah, we do have to talk about the call sign competition. I'll talk about it in just a second. I don't want to spend too much. See, the bad thing about World of Airports is that you need the game open in order for... Actually, here we go. You need the game open. Well, I can't open Discord on an overlay anymore? That's crazy. Anyways, yeah, you can't open... The thing with World of Airports is you need the game open in order for the game to be played, right? So once I switch over to like Discord or something, my timers for my tower manager keeps running down, but nothing is moving, nothing is landing. So I gotta, I just gotta be aware of that, I don't want to spend too much time on other screens when we could be playing World of Airports. You have a feeling on how long it'll take for the next airport? I think this was mentioned in the World of Airports Discord. So I know right now it's still in internal testing. What about capturing 2 screens? Ooh. I actually gave my other capture card. Hammy, what's up, Hammy? By the way, I actually gave my other capture card because I remember I had 2 capture cards, or I was able to have 2 games on one screen, and I kind of gave up on that because it was like too busy. But that's not a bad idea. But yeah, I gave my other capture card to one of my friends IRL who wanted to stream. She wanted to start streaming, so I was like, here, have my capture card. And she's taking a break from streaming now. Streaming's hard, guys. It's hard. Lots of people, like, it's easy to start it, but like, to keep it going, even when you got like 0 viewers, it's super hard. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for joining. But yeah, how long for the next airport? We don't really have a date yet. We don't have any dates. Yeah, we don't have any dates. But what we do have is knowledge that it's under internal testing still. So we really don't have much information. I know I'm not testing it yet. I don't test every update though, so sometimes they'll give me some updates to test, sometimes they don't. So I can't even use that as a benchmark because sometimes I'll test it, sometimes I don't. But yeah, it's not being tested by me. I know because there's a big new system coming in this next update, right? We got the scheduling system. So I know typically they like to show it off before it comes out. So if that happens where I'm able to show it off, then I'll make sure you guys are aware. But yeah, let's take a break here, and let's also talk about the call sign competition, because we have a call sign competition here as well. we have the SCL call sign competition. And let's go to the pins, because it's all the way at the top. So we have a call sign competition for anybody who has SCL. We have 5 winners that we are setting up for this competition, because there's 5 different categories. We got an aviation category, we have a people category, we have an acronym category, nature category, and a wild card category. So if you are a winner of the call sign competition, you're going to get VIP status in our Discord. You're going to get access to VIP chats and the contract board. You're going to get an unlimited plane contract giveaways as a VIP. You're also going to get gold planes in World of Airports. And how do you enter? All you got to do is check out the threads in this channel. So you go right here. You click on, if you're on mobile, which is where I'm at right now, you click on the title up here. You click on threads, and you'll see there's threads for each of these categories. So there's a couple rules, right? The rules are submit 1 entry per category. If you enter more than 1, you're going to be disqualified. The entries must be unedited, so there's no cropping allowed, no editing of your photo, don't use AI, nothing like that. And then you got to wait for the winners to be announced. So when the next airport releases, the competition will close. Usually I'm going to probably give it about like 1 week after the next airport comes out. But I don't know if this is going to be CNN, the generic airport, or if this is going to be Hong Kong, which is going to be like the fully fledged airport in the game. So we'll have to see, but I'll make sure to make an announcement when that comes out, so that way you guys know when you have 1 week left. But just so you know, we have that call sign competition. And oh, by the way, we also have a grand prize. And the grand prize that we're going to be giving away, so we have the five winners, right? We also have a partnership with Skybird. Let me see if I can get you guys my link. But if you go to skybirdssupply.com and use the coupon code Phat Airlines, you could support the channel and you get 10% off your first order. But if you go here, we're gonna order the Santiago de Chile map, the SCL map, for the grand prize winner. Whoever has the best call sign out of all the categories, out of all the call signs, they're gonna win a custom airport map of SCL. So that's going to be the grand prize winner for the call sign competition. And thank you to Skybird for partnering with us in order to especially for this call sign competition. My plan is to keep doing grand prizes with all the airport maps. So we're going to go through the World of Airports and we're going to have grand prizes, so that way you guys could win some maps. If there are some maps that you like in here, you can. They have a lot of the U.S. airports in here. But they have a few other airports as well. If you're interested in any of those maps, definitely check them out and use the Phat Airlines coupon code to save 10% off and to support the channel. But yeah, make sure you guys enter the call sign competition. We don't know when the next airport's going to come out, but enter now, and make sure that way you can breathe and not have to worry about missing out. All right, cool. Oh, Flamingo, thank you for, gifting 5 subs. Thank you so much, Flamingo. I appreciate that. That's so very nice of you. What's up, Roll-Off B? Mike's doing yard work. Yeah. Actually, see, I'm working with a landscape company because I'm actually shutting down one of my businesses. And I'm working with a landscape company to see if to promote fall cleaning. Via email. So we'll see if that gets any traction, if that works, but we'll see. Air Street Prom has an idea which will be nice and WoA. We should convert passenger planes to cargo using silver planes for planes selected. Interesting. Well, Jasper, thanks for joining, man. Jasper says they got a day off work, so it's only second time able to join. I've gotten a few of your planes too, so it's pretty nice to see. It can do SCL LHR. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure it can. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's double check. And what you're asking about is the B789. We're gonna go into configuration, go down to SCL. Oh yeah, it could go to SCL without configuration. The only airport that the 789, this is why I picked the 789, because it can go to like every single airport. Oh wait, can it go to Bari? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, it can go to Bari. So yeah, the only airport it can't get to is Sydney, and that's because of its distance. Which one's Sydney? There it is. Because of its distance. Yeah, it's just impossible without a layover, and there's no layovers in world airports. So yeah, 789, really great plane to have, especially at LHR. Although it is kind of expensive now to unlock. Oh, it can't go to Prague or Leipzig? Hold up. Maybe not. That might be, those might be too close. Maybe it can. We'll go back here. Let's go to configuration. Leipzig. Alright, definitely not Leipzig. 2 and 12. Yeah, not too many seats on this plane. Not Leipzig. Can we get to Prague? Ooh, too much demand. Okay, so I was wrong. Thank you, Voitanda, for the correction, though. But if you guys want some planes to Leipzig or to Prague, stay tuned to the Phat Airlines Discord, because we're gonna have some plenty of giveaways. I have lots of planes at my LHR that need homes, so we'll be doing it soon. Yo, what's up, made to move? I'm catching up on chat, guys. I'm still 10 minutes behind somehow. Last time I looked, I was 10 minutes behind, and then I'm looking again. It's like, oh, I'm catching up, and it's like, nope, still 10 minutes behind. Yo, what's up, Alfib? Thanks for joining from the UK. What's up, Boeing 777-200? No worries about being late. Can you get some tips for Leipzig? Leipzig really benefits from like getting player contracts, right? Because it's going to be hard to get a lot of the larger contracts. I mean, and this is like almost every single airport, but it's going to be hard to get some of those larger contracts, which is really what you're going to need in order to like level up quickly. At Leipzig too, you want to get the terminal that is below that south runway. So when I talk about the runways, I'm talking about the 2D map. When you first look in, there's a runway down here. You want to in LEJ, you want to unlock that terminal underneath that bottom runway. What that's going to do, it's going to allow you to handle a lot more cargo planes, but it's also going to let you use both runways, because you start off with the passenger terminal and a few cargo stands, which is nice, but you're only using one runway to begin with. So you want to unlock that terminal underneath, so that way you can unlock the second runway and start using that second runway. That should be one of the first things you do, in my opinion. That will help you level up quickly. But you need to get player contracts, because if you don't have player contracts, you're not going to have any use for your L stands there. But even without player contracts, you can still have C planes there. You can still have B planes. So all of that will still be helpful to you. Thanks for the 10 subs again, Flamingo. I just caught up to the chat. Raptor wants me to accept the E190F from Leipzig. Did you buy it? Oh yeah, you did. My bad, man. My bad. Yeah, Pikachu Airlines, nice. Yo, look at this plane. Beautiful plane. With the branding Pikachu. You have two usernames. I got you. We got France, Japan, nice. Oh. I got my yogurt here too, by the way. So it's like I didn't even get to eat breakfast this morning. Oh snap! We hit 10,000 silver planes. Finally, this is like for the first time in a month, I can finally convert my 10,000 silver planes to 10 gold planes. And I've had 1,500 silver planes for the longest time. But I tell everybody, and I practice what I preach, you need to wait until you have 10,000 silver planes before you even consider unlocking the 1,500 silver planes. You need to always buy the 10 gold planes first. Because when you buy the 10 gold planes, you're getting the best bang for your buck. You know, you're only paying 1,000 silver planes per gold plane. It might take a while to build up to it, but I'm telling you, it's the best option out there. You need to do that every single time you can. This one gold plane option is only good if you have, I would say, about like 30,000 or more silver planes in your account, where it's getting too hard. You're easily getting the 10,000 silver planes every single week to get your 10 gold planes. So then you could start considering doing this. For me, I'm not easily getting any silver planes. Today I am, because we're playing an airport that I've already, played a lot of, and we have a lot of planes that are in progress, a lot of planes that are progressing, forward. So that's the good thing about going back to old airports, is that you have all of these existing contracts that have progress on them. I had a bunch of planes that we just landed today that were at 9 out of 10. This is another one at 9 out of 10. So essentially, if I never came back to this airport, this contract would never be complete, and I would never get the silver planes or the XP from it. So definitely don't forget about your older airports when you play in some world airports. Even if you're not doing player contracts, you still have these non-player contracts. Like, look at this non-player contract that's at 4 out of 6. So if I come in here today and I handle this plane today, that means next time I come in, it's going to be at 6 out of 6, So really good, really good. Raptor said we should send Phat more Falcon planes and more prop planes for variety. Yeah, see, that's the problem with like the new releases, right? Is that like, for me receiving planes, it's like I already have 326 contracts, right? So that makes it kind of hard to like get a variety when I already have 326. And the same thing, on my existing account, it's like I already have like 500 planes in my airport. It gets tough to buy more and more planes. But I'll keep buying them. And then that's why I'm excited about the scheduling feature, because I'm wondering if the scheduling feature, especially since like I have 200 planes to land here, is the scheduling feature going to let me like, how is it going to help me in this airport where I have 200 planes waiting to land? Oops, sorry about that. We're going to extend the tower manager for longer. How are we looking here? Okay, we're looking good. You're good to cross. Look at this. It's whoever what was that? Ultra, thank you so much for mentioning that I should go to LHR, because this has been such a successful morning already. I've already gotten so many silver planes. I don't think we're gonna get a level 5,000 XP for this level, but if I get this level, I do get 5,000 silver planes too, so that's nice. And oh my god, somebody mentioned this too. They mentioned this about IAD, but you could kind of say the same thing about LHR. It kind of feels weird that you go from like getting a Concorde over here and a 789 at level 76, and then you gotta work like 5,000 XP, and all you get is a CRJ2. It's kind of silly when you think about it that way. It's not as silly when you're there during the release, but man, is it silly now. Road to Bridge has 22,000 silver planes. Nice. Cake asks, what's your ID player name? Yeah, so we're playing on my stream only account, Phat Empire. On this account, we only take contract requests from people who request them on Twitch. We do that because on Twitch you have to do a redemption of your Phat coins, which is something that you get for watching the stream. So you redeem your Phat coins for me to accept your contract. We do that just so the people who are here every Saturday or every stream, they are also able to see their planes on stream. If you don't have Phat coins, or if you don't want to spend anything to get contracts with me, you could always send your contracts to my main account. My main account is the Phat Rican, ThePhatRican, the Phat Rican. And on my main account, I mainly play LHR, IAD, BKK. I also play all the other airports here and there occasionally. But if you want an active daily player, those are probably the best airports you can find me at. And you could send, anybody could send me requests. I have plenty of contract capacity. I buy contract capacity as often as I can in every airport. So yep. Flamingo, you sent me iDad? Nice, because I'm a dad. Thank you, Flamingo. Yo, Aviator, thank you for the 100 bits, bro. I appreciate that. Floppy, thank you for 40 months. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we've been streaming for 40 months already. 40 months. We're almost at 4 years. Well, actually, they're not that close to 4 years. We got 8 more months to go. Been here for a while, guys. We were here before 2.0. We were here during that 1.5 drought. Oh my gosh. Streaming every Saturday during the drought. We were even streaming on Wednesdays during the drought. And that's when back when contracts or connections were different. So it's not like people could even I could only have one connection with one player per airport. It was a lot tougher. I love the 2.0 changes to the contracts though, because I love that I'm able to get contracts with all you guys. Like, I'm not limited to just one person. Granted, you know, I was able to help people, a lot of people get their free gold planes by reaching the 100 reward limit, but sometimes it took a long time, man. How many accounts do I have? I have 3 accounts that I actively play. Yeah, I have 3 accounts that I actively play. Although, so hold on, yeah, 3 accounts. I also have a 4th account which I use for testing, and then I have an Android account which I haven't touched in multiple months because I don't have an Android phone right now. I could probably download BlueStacks or something, but I'm not a fan of using emulators. But anyways, what am I trying to get at? Yeah, so my main account is the Phat Rican. That's the account that I play every single day. Then I have my free-to-play account, which is Phat Airlines. That one I have been neglecting. I haven't played it in a couple months. I haven't played it since the birth of my daughter 3 months ago. So yeah, I haven't played that account in 3 months. I do plan on playing it again soon. It's just I have a lot of other priorities right now, and my main account is the main account, right? So I want to make sure I don't get too overwhelmed. And then I have my stream only account, which is the account you're seeing here, Phat Empire, and we only play this account during streams, so that way you guys can follow along on the how I'm playing and how I level up and the whole journey on these planes. Boy, Tano said I woke up at 3 a.m. so my planes were on stream. Bro, you had 2 months to send me planes on this account. You know what the crazy part is? We have 321 contracts, but like there were only like 220 planes waiting to land. So that means 100 planes still haven't returned. Actually, let's see if any of my planes didn't return. So all of these planes should be at LHR or on their way. So like here's one that's at IAD. This one might, I don't know what happened here. I don't know if Hammy plays, but I think Neon Engineer quit playing, so I might cancel that contract. You know, I haven't seen Cosmic Fish in a long time. But yeah, these two planes, right? Maybe I should cancel them. You know what? I think I will. That way, next time we play some LHR, we can give away some contracts. All right, here's another one. Yeah, I know Hammy plays. Hammy's been busy though, so I'm gonna give Hammy some slack. We got Magiskai. Oh, this is at LHR though. Here's a plane that's at Leipzig, but like the problem with Leipzig and LHR is that these flights are so close. The round trip is 52 minutes, and I've been streaming for 46 minutes, like how long? 37 minutes. So it's very possible that plane, I could have handled this today. So I'm not sure. We got Raptor XRR flying to IAD. That's perfect. Ready to land on a A332F. Nice. What else we got here? Rota Bridge at Innsbruck. Innsbruck's always an airport that I don't expect to see too often. Where else? Here's Pueller. I haven't seen him them in a long time either. But if it's at Nagoya for this long, they're probably not playing Nagoya anymore. You know, here's another one, Express Capybara. You know, at Nagoya. If they haven't played Nagoya in 2 months, they're probably not going to play it. What else we got? It's easy to tell with those airports that are further away. Like Leipzig and Bari and Prague, a little bit harder for me to tell, especially since I didn't check when I first logged in. But like, yeah, all of these planes should be back. Here's another one from Ultra. Ultra! This is at 9 out of 10 though. I don't want to cancel it. Yeah, that one's at 9 out of 10. I don't even know if Ultra's here. I know Ultra's in the Discord. Somebody tell Ultra to play some Innsbruck real quick and handle my plane. Oh man. Alright. Something's broken. Uh-oh. In the game. Oh, okay, good. That's fine. G Her is probably waiting in the departure queue. That's why it says at Leipzig. Gotcha. Oh wait. Am I caught up in chat already? No way. Oh yeah, I'm caught up in chat. Heck yeah. Our stream avatar is not working. In fact, I forgot to turn them on. But I wonder, because the stream has been working pretty nicely today, whereas like the last 2 or 3 streams I've been having issues. So it makes me wonder if stream avatars was causing issues. I'm loading stream avatars now, so it'll be up soon. Hopefully my computer, my stream doesn't start lagging, but I'm keeping an eye out, don't worry. If stream avatars is causing the problems, then I am going to ban stream avatars. There you go. It's back up. Stream avatars should be back up now. All you gotta do is make a comment in the chat so you can see your avatar. What's up, Carlitos? You're playing LHR. You hit level 52. Nice, bro. LHR is like such so many levels, but it kind of goes by fast if you have the right contracts. Flamingo, thank you for iDad. That's really thoughtful. I can't believe how many concords you have at Bari though. That's amazing. I struggle to come up with Wallers at Bari. So yeah. And yo, Aviator, thank you for also the 20 bits for your message effect. I kind of missed that before. Aviator said, hey guys, could someone help me out? Whoa. Aviator said, could someone help me out and send some contracts? Thanks. IGN Aviator. That's a cool name, man. You should join the Phat Airlines Discord. Make sure you make a contract board post. If you go to the contract board over here, when I have planes that are ready to like send to other players, I look at the tags. Apparently, you guys can't edit your tags, so you might. I'm gonna see if I can figure that out. But I go in here and I go to the tags and I try to see what airports people are looking for planes, right? So the posts are automatically sorted by like which one has the most recent activity. So if your post doesn't have activity for like a week or let's say like 5 days or something, it's gonna kind of like fall off, right? So what I would say here, like Actually, let's go down to like an old post. Here we go, 25 days ago from Noodle. So like in this let's not go to this one. Here we go, Fabian Gaming, right? From Fabius Gaming. They're playing, as of September 11th, they were playing Nagoya. So like when I go to this contract, let's say this is the I sent everybody a contract. Now I'm down to this one. This one's from September 11th, right? I have no clue if this guy is still playing Nagoya or not. So, and this post is 25 days old or something like that. So what I would tell Fabius Gaming or anybody who has an older post, just make a post in your own comment saying that you're still playing, or say what level you are in the airport. That way it bumps up your post, but don't spam, all right? Don't spam, make it something useful. Say, hey guys, I'm still looking for contracts. If you're not looking for contracts, make that comment and close your post. But yeah, I go into the contract board every time I have planes I'm waiting to send, or I'm ready to send to people. Let me make sure we're extending this to, oh, only 30 seconds left. Great timing. Yo, Carlitos, I missed that. That was a super chat, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Appreciate that, man. I've been having computer issues the last few streams, so what I ended up doing was turning off a lot of things on my computer. So a part of that was my alerts that come audibly to let me know when I'm gifted a sub, that let me know, or you know, when people buy a sub or give me support. So I apologize about the lateness there, but I appreciate it, man. That's really nice of you. Wayne wants to know which premium pass should they buy: LHR, LEJ, BKK, or SCL. So I mean, all the premium passes are pretty great. First thing I would say I would recommend is to buy the premium pass at the airport you're playing the most, right? So if you're playing LHR the most, you're gonna benefit a lot more from playing or buying a premium pass at the airport you're playing more. Leipzig also benefits from the handling crew. Leipzig just does not have nearly enough handling crew to handle all the cargo planes and all the passenger planes that you're gonna have at one time. Even if you put minimum handling crew on your planes, you're still gonna run into handling crew issues, and you're gonna have planes on the ground just waiting for crew to open up, right? Which isn't bad, because when you have planes on the ground waiting for crew, when you have planes on the ground waiting for crew, the timer doesn't start, right? So you're not really delaying the planes, you're just spending more time at the airport. So Leipzig is really good for the handling crew. Leipzig, you also get the A124, the A225, and the Beluga, right? So you get like 3 exclusive planes that you can't unlock or buy on your own, and those planes get added to your fleet at Leipzig. So that's pretty cool too. BKK, you get the A124 as part of that premium pass, so that's pretty cool. And at LHR, you get Concorde as part of that premium pass. But you know, LHR, you could benefit from the extra handling crew too. But LHR just has so many stands available that you could just buy more stands and really be good with handling crew for a while, I think. But LHR does have a nice premium pass. You know, you get a lot of planes that you could use, and LHR is such a great airport to like send contracts. What is the easiest way to level up in MSY? I mean, MSY is like a medium-sized airport, and when I look at medium-sized airports, what I typically would recommend is handling, you know, B and C planes. And at MSY, you have way more B and C stands than you do of the larger planes, right? So you want B and C planes from like St. Martin, San Diego, maybe GRU. Like you can get an A21NY from GRU, from Washington, maybe LHR. Certain planes can go to MSY from LHR. Certain C planes. So you want some B and C planes. Me, I like doing player planes because the player planes start off at the 10 out of 10 for the contract rewards. Or not 10, they start off at 0 out of 10 for the contract rewards. Whereas like non-player contracts, you have to work your way up. So like this is a non-player contract. You start off at tier 1 and then you upgrade. You upgrade every single time. So now this plane is at tier 4. I handle it 3 more times and I handle it in the green. It's going to get upgraded to tier 5. And then you just keep going. So you get to handle the plane 45 times before you're at tier 10, which is a while. So that's why I like doing player contracts, because I get the maximum reward right off the bat. But some people don't like doing player contracts because also you're relying on another person who may or may not have a busy schedule or a different schedule than you. So it can kind of throw off your game. So I know like in a new airport, I like to make sure that people know that I'm actively leveling up the airport. So I'm going to be playing the airport daily, and I would like them to play daily as well. So yeah. But yeah, for the premium pass, I mean, there's so many different good options. I'm not sure which one's the best one. Boeing 777 says, I hate it when people send passenger planes to Leipzig. Nice. Carlitos, you play San Diego and LHR. Name is Full Throttle. Send me. Nice. Have I seen your planes? I feel like I've seen a Full Throttle plane before, but I don't know. I feel like I have. Have I? I don't know. I feel like I have. Is the F-100 classed as an M plane? I would say so, right? It's a... What is it? It's... Oh, offers. If it's a seaplane, right? Yeah, F-100 is a seaplane, so that would be a medium. And then the F-70 would be a small plane. Eventually, we're going to have to switch over to the A, B, C, D, E, F, but that's way too many letters, man. I like the 4. Carlitos is going to Mexico City in December on a 737-800. Nice. Yeah, so I got like 6 flights. Actually, hold on. Let's see. I'm going to Miami. I think that's on a 737 MAX 9. Then I'm going to Houston for a layover. That's on, I forget, I think that's on a regular 737 or 738. I don't know. Then I'm going to Dallas. And then I'm going back to New Jersey. So all of those I'm pretty sure on a 737. But then later this month I'm going to Las Vegas, which I think is on a... Oh, my Las Vegas is going to be on a 757-200. And then I'm going to Los Angeles. I don't know what plane that's going to be on. Probably a small plane. But then my flight home from Los Angeles to New Jersey is going to be on a 787-9 Dreamliner. So I'm pretty hyped about that. That's going to be cool. It's going to be my first time on a 787. Kind of why I also scheduled that plane. Aero Mexico, nice. I use United Airlines mainly. I'm trying to see if I can get keep my silver status for next year but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I haven't flown too much this year, you know, with the baby. Kind of makes it tough to travel. You know, I don't like being away from the family for too long. Let alone, you know, with these precious years, right? Hussein said, "Are you still playing Sao Paulo, or is it not a main airport?" So I am playing that's GRU, right? Sao Paulo, yeah. So no, GRU is like not a main airport anymore. I don't think it'll ever become a main airport for me, mainly because even though it has two runways, both runways don't seem to operate at the same time. It seems like you only have one plane landing or one plane departing at a time. So having the two runways is kind of like a trick. You think you can have a plane landing and arriving, or arriving and departing at the same time, but no, that's not how it works. And then on top of that, I've already max level. There's not a lot of point to going back there, other than, you know, finishing contracts or if I'm bored or something. But yeah, it's not a main airport. It's definitely not gonna become a main airport unless they make some major changes in the future, which I don't know why they would. A 737 MAX 9, Carlitos? Nice. Yeah, 789. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped about it. I wanted to even upgrade my flight to like first class, but bro, the first class tickets, it's a 5 or 6 hour flight, right? So it's a decent amount of time. It's actually a good amount of time. It's like a whole work shift, right? But upgrading my seat to first class was like $2,000. It's like, what? $2,000 for a 6 hour flight is how much? I always calculate it by hour. That's $333 per hour, man. I'm like, maybe one day I'll make more than $333 an hour where I can be like, yeah, this is worth it. But right now I don't, so. But just being on a 789, I'm pretty hyped about. Carly said, "Wow, Phat, you get around in planes." Let me explain. Right, so when I was younger, right, I always wanted to travel more, right? But why wait till you're old? I mean, I am old now, right, compared to when I was younger. But like, why wait till I'm even older until I can travel? Because when you're older, you can't even move, right? I mean, most old people I know, their body hurts. They have health issues. They can't even go away from home because they need to be near their doctor, right? So, I mean, I just take all of that in mind, and it's like, look, I'm youngish, you know. I'm not old. I'm not incredibly old. Let me do some travel now while I can, you know. And that's what I'm doing. Now, some of my travel that I had planned this month was because like I had like for the Miami trip next week, I'm going to a sales training so I could learn more about sales, how to make a deal and how to close a deal. So that's like for sales training. And then after my trip to Dallas is for a marketing conference. So I'm going to learn about digital marketing, which is going to be super helpful for my YouTube channel and for my next endeavor as well. So that's all like almost business. But I'm making the point to go out there and get some traveling. I always wanted to travel more in planes, and you know, I have points on my credit card, so it's like, all right, let's use these points. Let's make sure we go. Another thing too is what else? Oh yeah, and then my trip to Vegas. That's just a trip for me and my wife. You know, we haven't had a trip alone in like a year and a half or 2 years. So we just, you know, and the last trip we had without the kids, we did like a week. and that was like kind of too long because then we started getting like we just missed the kids too much. So I was like, all right, let's do a trip away. We're gonna be away for a shorter amount of time, but that way we could just kind of like, you know, decompress, not have to worry about the kids, and just kind of like be us two. So that's gonna be pretty exciting too. Thanks for being here. You have a great sleep, man. Thank you so much. Did I like playing GRU? Did you not find it a good airport? GRU is cool, man. The worst part is the runways. Once I figured out, like, because I would get frustrated by the runways. I'm like, dude, why is a plane not landing? Why this plane does not want to take off? It didn't make sense to me for the longest time. And then I realized that like one runway being occupied blocked the other runway. Once I realized that, it became a lot better for me because then I wasn't getting frustrated. It's a good airport. It's just like I feel like SCL is just so much better. Although GRU has more capabilities for like contracts, but yeah, it's not a bad airport. Like I'll go into that airport a lot more than I will like MSY, for example, mainly because like there's a lot more larger plane stands at GRU, so I can handle a lot of planes and I can make a good amount of money, you know. Whereas like at MSY, there's only like 4 or 5, you know, DEF stands. So it makes it a lot harder to handle a bunch of planes over there. What should you do at 89 gold planes? I mean, there's a couple things you can do. I never recommend unlocking an airport with your gold planes because you can unlock airports for free, right? All you gotta do is level up your previous airport to a level, and then you get to unlock the next airport. So right, LHR, you have to reach level 81, which is quite a journey, but you do get Sydney Airport for free, right? So I don't recommend unlocking airports. All right. After that, you know, there are a lot of things you can't unlock for free using gold planes, like a premium pass or airplane models. So there are some airplane models that are getting updates in the next update, right? So the Comet is getting an update, a refresh. We're getting an MD-11, and we're getting the Embraer family, the rest of them. And then, of course, there's also the 757 family is getting an upgrade as well. So every time World of Airports updates the airplane model, they also update the gold plane price. So if you don't have a 752 right now or a 752F and you're looking for a new plane, that might be a good plane for you to unlock. Now, the 752, it kind of lost a lot of its momentum with its reclassification to a D plane instead of a medium plane, because it's a lot harder to find D stands than it is to find medium stands. So some people, it's been seeing a lot less use nowadays, but it could be good for you. Another plane that you might want to consider is getting the C-17, because the C-17 is also getting a remodel. Although it's not coming in the next update, it is getting a remodel. So you might want to consider getting the C-17 as well. You know, of course, you got the premium passes. I think every single, I know every single premium pass is worth it, but how worth it is up to you, right? And what you value. I said this earlier, but hello? I don't think I'm muted. Am I muted, guys? Okay, good. Awesome. All right. So yeah, with the premium pass, you want to get the premium pass for different airports. I like to get the premium pass on the airport that you're playing the most, because then you get kind of rewarded. And don't worry, even if you're at level 81 and you just unlock the premium pass now, you get all of the rewards from the previous levels. So like, it can be super rewarding even if you are high level. You get all of those planes, all the liveries, all the silver planes, all the contract capacity, all the handling crew at once. So definitely could be really rewarding for also getting some premium passes. And then of course you got airplane liveries you can also buy. That's more for, you know, for customization. It doesn't really impact gameplay much, but after a certain point it does get kind of boring, in my opinion, just looking at white planes all day, especially when you're building up a big fleet, which I like to build up a big fleet because for me, I know it's easier for you to send, it's easier for me to send somebody a plane than it is for somebody to send me a plane. So yeah, that's what I like to do. Hopefully that helps you with, you know, at least guiding you on what you should spend your gold planes on. You know, there's a lot of nuance. You know, I don't know what you already have unlocked. I don't know what you don't have unlocked. So I can't give you an exact answer, but I can give you the framework, you know. Did I favorite your E190F? Not yet. I have a bunch of cargo planes favorited already. But we have a few of them that are like 8 out of 10 and 9 out of 10. So I'm getting those landed first. Don't worry, yours will be up soon. Oh guys, and oh Aviator 2, I saw you redeemed an X-Plane contract. What that means is that you are now able to send me an X-Plane to my Phat Empire account at LHR, and I will accept the contract. So Holland Hop, you have to also go into Twitch and make the redemption for an M-Plane contract, and that will be how I accept the contract. If you want to send it to my main account, the Fat Rican, you don't have to pay anything. It's always free to send it to my main account. I play LHR daily on my main account. I didn't play World of Airports at all yesterday though, so sorry about that, guys. But I try to play as often as I can. What's up, Horsepower Geek? Nice to see you, bro. You used to be scared of planes, Carlitos. You flew for the first time when you were 45, and now you love planes. Nice. That's what's up. Nah, I was never. I don't think I was ever scared of planes. I'm the guy who could just. I could fall asleep during takeoff and arrival, no problem. France Japan said GRU works best if you let everything land overnight. Oh, I haven't tried it at GRU, France Japan. Thank you for the tip. I usually leave my LHR on overnight, but sometimes I'm playing LHR during the day. So like I only have like 70 planes to land, which isn't really enough for an overnight stay. So maybe I do something like that. You're getting a flight simulator? Nice. I tried playing some of the flight simulators and I don't know. I haven't played like the newest version of Microsoft Flight Sim, but some of the older versions just didn't really interest me because I like gaming when I'm playing games. So I know like I think I heard like the newer versions of MSFS have like objectives and scoring and stuff like that. But like what I would really want to do is like, I don't know, like build an airport or build a fleet or something. I don't know, just being like flying a plane is cool, but I can only do that so many times. Yo, what's up, Kamikaze? Yo, Gab, what's the name? Gabethi. Thank you for the follow. What's up, TJ? Air 3 Prom wants to know what E-plane should you unlock. Let's take a look. So for E-planes, right, you got the A35K, B77LF. These are the ones that I have unlocked already on this account, right? So that's why they're first on the list. So these are probably some of the better E-planes in the game. The 789 has, like, it's so versatile. It can go to so many destinations from so many airports. So it has a good range for a lot of different uses. So 789 is good for that. A332, I probably wouldn't unlock these because I don't know, they're cheap, which is nice, but they just don't have a lot of range on them. 44,000 or 51,000, not a lot of range on them. And then you have the A332F. Not a bad cargo plane, but you could probably do better. You could definitely do better. The A333, I don't use it too much, so I don't really have too much of an opinion here. And the A343, I would rather go for the A346, which has more range and more capacity. Then you have the A359. The A359 is not bad. It also has large range, so that's really good. Don't get the AN22. That's more of a vanity plane. That's a plane that you use to show off how many wallers you have and how many gold planes you have, because you don't really make a lot of profit on this plane. Yo, Flamingo, peace out. Thank you so much for the gifted subs today. Happy October. And I know October is Flamingo's month, you know, pink breast cancer awareness month, right? So Flamingo, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a great day. We have the 772. Not necessarily a bad plane, but one plane which I don't see here because I have it up here, I think, right? No. Where's the 744? Did I miss it? Oh, 744. This is a plane that I would definitely recommend to unlock because it's got some range, but also it's only 28 gold planes right now. You know, compare that to some other planes that are surrounding it, and it's like double the price. And that's because this plane hasn't been updated in price. The graphics are pretty, I think, the newest generation, but this plane was updated before they updated pricing. So this might be a plane you want to look at, especially if you don't have a lot of gold planes. You know, 78X and 7088 are not bad. The 77L looks like it has a lot of range, but in reality it does not. It can't go to a lot of destinations, so the range is kind of misleading. You have to go into the reference destination and you'll see, even though like Sydney Airport, is like is what, 9,184 nautical miles away, and this plane technically can reach it no matter what. It's not profitable, right? So the 77L is just very misleading in that way. Definitely, it's hard to recommend that plane. So yeah, I mean, I guess my recommendations go with the 744 for the price, 77W for the 77W is kind of similar to the 744, A35K for the range, 789 for the versatility, 77LF for the cargo plane. Those are some of the E-planes I'd probably go for. Raptor recommends the 744. Nice. How much time I have here? Good. My departure queue over here looking. Starting to get backed up. When it gets backed up like that, it's when I like to start the tower manager, especially since I'm not rich on silver planes here. So when it gets backed up like that, that's when I know it's time to start the departure manager, so that way planes can depart whether or not I'm paying attention. Because last thing I want is, especially this queue over here, if this queue gets backed up for too long, then it actually can stop planes from crossing the runway. And then sometimes what can even happen is there could be planes on the runway, which then prevents planes from landing. Honestly though, when that happens, I do usually quit the game or go back to main menu and then come back. But yeah, I much rather not have to quit the game, because then what also happens is all your planes that have already landed and are taxiing have to re-land again. So that could be a lot. It could be a little bit. I don't like having to have them all land again though. What's up, Zyrox? How was your week? It was a busy week. You know, I had to, this week I went to the office, I think 2 or 3 times. You know, my job is making us go into the office more frequently, which is unfortunate, because like literally I hate it, because I go to the office, I sit at my desk, I sit at my computer, and I'm on a video call. And then if I'm at home, I sit at my desk, I'm at my computer, and I'm on a video call. It's literally the same thing, but now I have to do a 2-hour trip, a 2-hour drive on top of that. So it's horrible, but yeah, it is what it is, right? I applied for 2 promotions at work today or this week, so hopefully I get some promotions. One's for like a recruiter position, another one's for like a marketing it's a marketing manager for analysis. So both of those jobs I'm qualified for, so hopefully I get an interview for them. That'd be pretty nice. But yeah, pretty good week this week. Oh, got a busy week next week. I got some travel next week, and then next week we're also doing a Wednesday or Thursday stream, because we're canceling next Saturday stream. So next Saturday stream is not going to happen because I'm going to be away. I am bringing my streaming equipment with me just in case 3.3 comes out while I'm away. But the thing is that I know Saturday at 11 a.m. I'm going to be in a training class, so I'm not going to be able to stream at my normal time. But if 3.3 comes out, then I will test my Wi-Fi at the hotel, or I might have to like go to like a co-working space or something. I have to figure out somewhere I could stream successfully. Because one of the things I am going to do is when 3.3 comes out, I am going to go streaming. So stay tuned for that. Peace out, Carlitos. Thank you for the support, bro. B asked, when's the next World of Airports update? We don't know. We do know that 3.3.0 is the next update that's planned, and that's going to have some plane upgrades, some new planes, and I think generic airports and scheduling. Generic airports. Our first generic airport, which is going to be CNN, and then we're also going to get the scheduling system as well. There might be some other things in the update as well, but like ambulatory and what is it? I forgot what they are. We might see the Ambulift, and we might see the repair team as well in the next update. We'll see CNN India, scheduling system. All this other stuff is coming soon, so we'll see how that all works out. But they haven't given us a date yet. They did make that dev blog like 3 weeks ago. So hopefully we see an update soon. But I know once I hear a release date, then I'll be sure to share it. But World of Airports developers, they're not fans of sharing release dates, because a lot of things can change, right? And when they're testing bugs, sometimes when you find a bug, then you got to fix that bug, and then another bug pops up because of the fix. So, and they're not a big development team. It's a small development team. So they want to make sure to get it right more than they want to make sure to get it out like on a deadline that was set. But they don't really give out too much dates anymore. What's up, Jacob? What's up, Kim Thant? Jasper said, good luck in your interviews. Thank you, man. I used AI. It's funny. I put my resume into AI, and then I put the job posting into AI, and I'm like, update my resume, because I know, and you guys should do this too, but I know that all of these HR departments, including at my company, but like every company is using AI to filter your resume, right? So if they're using AI to filter your resume, then you need to counteract that by using AI to update your resume so that way it passes the filter. So that's what I did. I used AI to make sure that my resume met all the requirements. Of course, you know, without lying. So I had to double check everything it does. But I used AI to do that. I used AI to write a cover letter, and then I modified a bunch of it so that way I could make it in my own speech pattern. And then I used AI to give me interview questions. So that way when I have the interview, I already have questions and answers already prepared. So yeah, thank you for the good luck. I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure I'm prepared. New cabinet in Shakshia just dropped. What does that mean? Is that like government? Or is that like in your kitchen? HKG is coming with 3.3. No, not at all, man. CNN is coming with 3.3. HKG is coming later this year. If you look down here, they didn't even say the name, but it says here, planned for release at the end of the year. We'll start teasing, and we're sure many of you will quickly guess which one it is. So that's coming. That's coming later this year, not in the next update. Nope. Royal Kings said, just unlocked Leipzig and no one told me it was hard to level up. Leipzig's not hard to level up. But every airport is hard in the beginning. Every single airport is hard in the beginning. But Leipzig is probably one of the easier ones to max level. Mainly because cargo planes cargo planes just give you more XP than passenger planes. If you have a 752 and you have a 752F, both coming and going from the same destination, the 752F gives you more XP. So because of that reason, Leipzig is actually easier to level up because you have a lot more cargo planes. But every single airport is hard in the beginning. Whether it's Innsbruck, whether it's Leipzig, or you know, SCL. Every single airport is really tough in the beginning. But Leipzig is probably one of the easier ones to level up once you get to the point where you're handling, you know, cargo planes. What's up, little snow yak? What do you think about BKK? So BKK is actually one of my main airports. The biggest problem I have with BKK is that it can be a little hard sometimes to find contract partners. I just don't think there's a lot of airports on that side of the world, right? So you know, with HKG coming in the future later this year, that should open up more opportunities for BKK to operate. You know, maybe hopefully there's another airport in like Australia, or what's that area called between Asia and Australia, and that those little islands there. Hopefully there's an airport like somewhere around there, so that way we could use some B or C planes as well. But I really like BKK. It's a fun airport. I just wish I had more opportunity to send people contracts, because like Nagoya and Sydney are two airports that like people tend to play it, but not as like their main airport, you know? So it makes it a little hard for like me to send contracts when people aren't playing the airports often. Yeah. Will LHR get more stands on the far east side on other stands that are stands but not in world airports? I don't know. I don't know what LHR looks like in real life. My question would be is like, I don't know where the east side is either, but I would ask you if those stands are being used for passenger or cargo planes in real life. But sometimes like those stands, they might be used for maintenance. They could be used. I don't know if LHR has de-icing, but it could be used for de-icing, right? There's a lot of different purposes for different stands in airports. And not all of the stands are used for loading and unloading, you know? But yeah, I'm not an expert there, but I know World of Airports, they do intend on making things realistic. So I like, for example, when Prague gets like the second runway, they're probably going to add the second runway, or yeah, the third runway technically. But when Prague gets like the parallel runway, World of Airports is likely going to add it. When San Diego gets like their remodel, which I think is actively being worked on now, but when San Diego gets that remodel, World of Airports is going to explore adding it too into their game. You know, so I think Muscat is not real. It's like based on a future plan for Muscat, but I'm okay with that. But I'm not too sure about LHR. Is government still shut down in America? Who knows? Who cares? I mean, well, I know people are out of their jobs for a little bit, but ultimately they're gonna come up to an agreement. This happens every year. There's always this big spectacle about the government shutting down. Then the government, most of the times the government doesn't shut down, but there's this big spectacle. Then when the government does shut down, nothing happens. Everything's the same for us normal people. We still have to work. We still have to battle with TSA. We still have to, abide by the speed limit and follow all the rules. It's not like the government doesn't exist, So everything's still the same. People just get paid a little bit later. That's it. And actually, I think even the people who are not working right now because the government shut down, I think even though they're not working right now, I think they still get paid when they get back. Even though they're not working. Oceania, yeah, that makes sense. I think that's right. That's what I was thinking, but I also didn't want to say it and be wrong. The Far East is to the right of where the planes are waiting in line for takeoff. So that's over here. I mean, yeah, these do look like stands, right? But I think when I see this wall over here, right? I'm pretty sure they use this kind of wall to, and I don't know if this is in real life, but when I see this in real life, I'm pretty sure these walls are used so that way they can run the engines on the airplanes and not have to it reduces the noise from the engines. So this looks like more like a maintenance area just based on that. I don't know what this stuff is over here, but I mean, in other simulators, right? They're gonna let you go wherever you want. And here, you're handling passenger and cargo planes. But like I said, I'm not sure, but that's good to know. Thank you for sharing that. Free Prom wants to know, where should I send you to A21NY from IAD? You can send it to my my LHR. You could send it to my SCL, but SCL, I'm being a little slow at SCL because I'm not, how do I word this? Probably shouldn't be banking any planes anymore because we're not going to get a new airport until the end of the year. But yeah, I'm banking planes right now, so that way when the next airport comes out, I have a bunch of planes waiting that are ready for me to redeem for their XP. U.S. government is a big mess. I'm pretty sure every government is a big mess, bro. Every government is a big mess. Don't just pin that on the U.S. Every government is a mess. I think it's biblical. But anyways, yeah, every government is a mess. Do I vote? Yeah, I vote every chance I can. See, I'm not a felon, so I can vote. Sorry, I'm eating my yogurt, my breakfast. It's like lunchtime now, though. There you go. Made to Move said they used those walls for engine test. Yep, okay. And Mike said that's an acoustic wall for engine run-ups. See, you guys are so much more elegant than me. I'm like, yeah, this is for noise reduction. So they can run the engines. But at least I wasn't too far off. Euroland Airways said the east side is British Airways and Virgin Atlantic maintenance areas. So maybe what we'll see, because I think eventually, like World Airports did mention at one point, I'm not sure if this is still in their plans. Hold on, let me take a look real quick. World Airports did mention, here we go. Oh no, this is not, they did mention like adding more maintenance into the game. But like, I'm wondering if maybe we could use these stands to like maintain our own planes, right? Instead of having one of our planes, you know, taking 25 minutes to maintain at a stand, maybe we send them to a maintenance area instead. So that way they can spend 25 minutes over there. That would be pretty cool, because it does kind of stink when I have a plane. I mean, granted, the cool thing with maintenance timers is the maintenance timers count down whether you're playing the game or not. So that's really great. But it does stink when I have a plane waiting for 25 minutes at a stand instead of, you know, having another plane landing there. So that would be pretty cool. Or like, especially those longer maintenance, the large maintenance checks, which can take anywhere from like 12 to 24 hours. Just sending it over here instead would be so awesome. And like, if there was a mini game associated with it where we could handle the plane, I think that would be cool. What's up, Ankit? Hope you're doing well. You have the A21NY and the B744. Nice. A21NY is like the new, like the hottest plane right now. Nice to unlock. You said, I'm confused about what plane to unlock next. 789, 77LF, 835K, or some other. Oh, you got like two solid planes, right? You got a C plane and you got a E plane, right? So the only other thing I would probably, you know, maybe explore, and I don't know how you play the game, but I would explore maybe getting a B plane, like the E175 or the E170. Those might be good planes to unlock, because that'll help you to like, you know, at least get a plane earlier on in a new airport for you. Because like the A21NY is like what 160K? How much is the A21NY? 160K, yeah. So like when you're in a new airport, it can be kind of tough to get 160K, you know? So getting a B plane could be super helpful for your journey. You know, 42K is a lot more achievable, and the E175 has some decent range. You know, the CRJs I haven't played a lot with, the new ones and the old ones, because they kind of reworked a few of them. So maybe you could check out the CRJs, but I'm not entirely sure yet. But the E170, the E175 are really good. I haven't played too much with the F70 yet either, but a B plane could be great for you. You know, if you want the A388, the A388 hasn't been jacked up in price yet, so that might be a cool plane to unlock. You know, the A388 makes me anywhere from like 8,000 to like 15,000 a flight. It is expensive, but it makes some really great money. Now A35K, like you mentioned, Ankit, is a good choice too. It has like the longest range in the game. It can go from IAD to Sydney. Interesting part is, if you're doing a player contract on that, you need to pay for maintenance right away, but it can do that route, so that's pretty cool. 789, I was mentioning about the 789 earlier. It's a really cool plane too, because it's very versatile. It has a lot of destinations it can go to from every airport, so that's a really cool plane. And then the 77LF, also a good solid choice too. I don't know if you have cargo planes, but cargo planes are great to have if you're trying to level up your airport. You know, a 77LF is going to make you a lot more XP than a 77L or a 77W. Raptor say, can you accept my plane? My bad. My bad. I'm a little slow today. Spending too much time reading messages and not actually reading redemptions. So is SCL okay for A21 and Y in the Phat Recon account? Yes, sir. Yes, you can. That's no problem. I got plenty of contract capacity at my SCL too. Tony says, it looks like we will have a whole new terminal HKG rather than half of it like in reality. I hope so. But the developers are, well, I don't know. This is all the developers shared, right? This is all they shared. Is this not reality? Because I know there are some maps circulating online, which are like player generated, right? Players created maps based on what they think it's going to look like, but you can really only go off of what the developers themselves have shared and like approved, you know. Just gotta be careful, you know. Be careful with all the stuff you get online, because people have good intentions, but yeah, people have good intentions. Like, they're trying to like share information about what's coming up and what could potentially be, but sometimes a lot of the fine print can be lost, you know, when playing the telephone game. Just, you know, heads up. I don't know. Yo, has anybody reached out to the Begs boy, by the way? I haven't seen them in a while, and I haven't seen their planes in a while. I know they were having a rough time a couple months ago, but you know, I just been thinking about them. You know, praying that they're doing okay. Haven't seen their planes in a while. Haven't seen them on Discord or Twitch here. I don't think I saw a player news post, because we have a player news channel on the Phat Airlines Discord. So you can join the Discord, and we have a player news channel here where different players, you can post your own news. So like, for example, Fleeting Negligence got 1,000 silver planes this morning. Awesome. 2 years of active playing the game and connecting my airport to yours. That's pretty awesome, dude. Congrats. You can post your player news in here. So like, if you're taking a break from World of Airports, or if you're back from World of Airports, you can do it. Like, here's Concord Lover taking a break. Air 3 Prom, who's here in the chat, is starting med school 12 days ago. So, yeah, always good to have that heads up, you know. And also, it lets me not have to worry about you. I might not like reach out to you via DM all the time, right? Like, but I do kind of notice when, like, you know, especially if you're sending me a lot of planes, but I do try to notice if players aren't sending me planes, because, like, you know, especially if I'm seeing them every day. If I see, you know, Hammy's planes every single day, and then all of a sudden I don't see Hammy's planes for 2 weeks, it's like, what's going on? Hope Hammy's okay. And that's what's happening right now with Begs Boy. So hopefully they're doing all right. You know, I got them praying for them. Air 3 Prom asked about the 788. I'm not a big fan of the 788, because, like, I feel like the 789 just can do everything better. You know, same thing with the 78X. I'll buy the 788 every once in a while, just so I can have some variety, and in case, like, it changes my mind. But for the most part, it's like I can do everything with the 789 that I could do with the 788. So, oh, we're talking about emulators. What's up, Eric Gaming? Do I just install WoA for PC on the Google Play Store? So right now, like, the Google Play Store that's like available for PC, I think that's like a beta program. I don't think World of Airports is in that beta program right now. The only way you could play World of Airports on a Windows PC is by installing an emulator, an Android emulator on your computer. So there's a couple of apps out there. BlueStacks is probably the most popular. There's a few other ones as well, but the developers don't actively support emulator play. They focus first on mobile gaming. So gaming on your phone or your tablet. So sometimes when an update releases, because I'm telling you, none of the testers test it on an emulator. They all test it on their devices. So like even when I'm testing on an iPhone, an iPad. Sometimes I'm testing on an iPad mini that's really old. But I know the developers are not testing on an emulator. So like sometimes when a new update comes out, the emulators could have a problem that's happening. Now the developers will eventually fix those problems for the emulators, but it's not their top priority. So I don't really recommend it. What you're seeing right here is me actually playing on my iPad. I play on an iPad Pro. I have a capture card connected to it, which is then connected to my Windows computer, so that way I can stream everything from my microphone, my camera, and my game. If you have a Mac computer, an Apple computer, with an M1 chip or higher, I think they're almost up to M5 now, but those Apple computers, you can just go into the App Store and you can just download World of Airports from the App Store and play World of Airports natively on your Apple computer, with no emulators, nothing else needed, because it just plays the iPad app on your Apple computer. So that's pretty cool. That's another way you can play natively, but that's not PC, that's Apple. Voitando says CRJX is the best profit-wise. Gotcha. Raptors eating. Oh yeah, let me eat my yogurt. Martin does an emulator with LD Player or BlueStacks. LD Player, I heard that one. Yep. I haven't checked out the terms of service or the privacy policy for LD Player though, so I might have to check it out, because that was one thing I didn't like about BlueStacks, like their terms of service and privacy policy. When I read it like a year and a half ago, it was not very encouraging. Especially like given the fact that I'm logging in with my Google account onto this emulator, and they didn't like promise a lot of like protection, you know? So it just didn't make me feel confident that they weren't like willing to promise anything like that. I mean, like, who reads the terms of services and privacy policies anyways? But I mean, those are the rules that the companies are saying that they're abiding by, right? So you got to listen to what they're saying they're doing. Tony Dawson said we should have HKG before Christmas. No, they said before the end of the year, but I'm also hoping for before, like right before Christmas as well. I think if they make it by Christmas, they could get a lot more money, right? If they release HKG like December 23rd, because Christmas is December 25th. If they release HKG December 23rd, they could probably get a lot of people who ask for, gold planes as a Christmas gift, right? So that way they can unlock the new airport. So I think it would make a lot of sense for them if they could aim to get it released before that date. Yeah, 100%. But they mentioned in their dev blog that they're expecting it by the end of the year, which could mean December 31st, right? So just don't want to get twisted there. JQ Gamer says, would be great to send own planes there for maintenance, and the idea of a mini game to attend them from crew point of view would be great to do, and send planes. Yeah, right? Sending planes to the maintenance areas over there would be pretty awesome for sure. Tony Dawson said only half of the Hong Kong terminals built in reality. Gotcha, thank you. Seabird Club Airline with the contract, which I already accepted. Awesome. Yo, what's up, Romanian Airlines? No worries for being late, man. That's awesome that you're also helping somebody else with an event. I just appreciate you being here, hopping in the chat, saying hi. That's really nice. Yo, Voitando, congrats on 3 years, bro. Fantastic. Any idea when the devs will add G-type stands for the Antonov? They're already there, man. We got G stand over here, right? G stand right there. G stand is over here. There's another one right over. No, this one only has one. I guess this one only has one. IAD has one G stand. Even I think San Diego has a G stand, and I've never seen a G plane land at San Diego. So yeah, those G stands are already there. They're only cargo stands though, right? There's no G passenger plane. What's up, Cleo? Zyrox, that's another one. Moo Player. I think Destiny Rising was promoting Moo Player. Destiny Rising, a mobile game I was playing for a couple of weeks on stream here. I still play that game too, but I decided we're not going to do it on stream. You know, we didn't get a lot of new viewers or anything like that from that, so we're just going to keep it off stream for now. But yeah, that was that game was also promoting using Moo Player. What's up, Darius Pilot? Nice to see you too, man. Voitando expects World Airport developers to release the update on, or to release HKG on the 24th as a Christmas gift for us. The Sheks, nice. Well, they won't be unlocked. Is it a gift if it's not unlocked? And you still have to buy it or pay for it? But yeah, ultimately, hopefully, I mean, who knows? Like, if the scheduling manager is going to bring up new problems or new issues, right? A lot of things can change from now and then. I know what their goal is. Their goal is to do it by the end of the year. Yeah, and that's what TJ says. TJ says regarding the update, by the end of the year is a goal, not a guarantee. They've been pretty clear that things could come up. That said, we all hope. Yep. Exactly. No, Hammy's playing, so I'm gonna... I haven't seen Aryan. Aryan, are you here? I think so far the developers have been pretty like on point with their updates and like with their time frames that they've been sharing with us. So that's pretty good so far. The gift is the experience and fun. So yes, even if you have to unlock, it's still a gift. Yes, you're right. You're right. Okay. No, I used to hate. I still don't like, but I'm eating vanilla yogurt right now, and I saw this one tip online from it was from Alex Hormozy, who's usually known for like his gym stuff or his like marketing business stuff, but he's also really like muscular and in shape, and he was giving like, I watched one of his videos where he was talking about food tips. And in one of his food tip videos, he was talking about plain yogurt and how he adds like the flavor packets. So you know how they have flavor packets for like your water? You add the flavoring to your water and like it has electrolytes and all that. And he's like, I just add those flavor packets to my plain or vanilla yogurt. And I'm like, that's such a great idea. And now I can buy all the plain and vanilla yogurt I want. It's amazing. Baker said the WoA team are doing a great job. I'm really impressed with their updates. They do. They do a great job. Yep. I do wish like the updates were a little bit more frequent, but I know they're also they try to balance like having a small team and having good updates, right? They try to balance all of that. It's tough to balance that sometimes. Having a small team, because like it's impossible to make frequent updates when you have a small team. Maybe impossible, maybe too harsh. Very hard. You make your own plain yogurt, Hammy? That's pretty awesome. I don't know how. I didn't even think about it though. I didn't even think about it. Slap, you said that you think that's kind of gross. You never tried it though. Have you tried it? No, I haven't tried it. See, the first time I know you saw one. Now that was because I used like a Kool-Aid flavoring packet, which made it actually turn like red, which was weird, but it tasted delicious. I'm using Liquid IV today, and the Liquid IV packets, they actually they don't add any color to the yogurt, so it still stays like a white yogurt, and it was delicious too. Martin says, should I cancel your Fat Rican E295 from SEL to my St. Martin since a few weeks it didn't arrive again? So Martin, I am probably guessing that plane is almost complete. If it's almost complete, I've been keeping the plane hostage. If it's not complete, like if it's not at 9 out of 10, then that's very surprising to me, and I will double check to make sure we get them landed. So at planes at my SCL right now, I'm holding onto the planes that are at like the final handling, and I'm holding them on so because I'm at max level, and that way when I'm done leveling up the airport, or actually hold on, sorry, I'm multitasking here. All right, so at SCL, I'm holding on to planes that are at the last handling, and all those planes that are at the last handling I'm holding on to, so that way when the next airport gets released, I have a bunch of planes that I could redeem XP immediately with. Now I am still playing SCL, but I have to also manually land all the planes. I have to manually assign all the stands. So I'm hoping the scheduling manager makes it a lot easier for me to schedule a bunch of planes at once, because right now it's kind of a hassle because I have a bunch of planes that are at 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 if they're another player's plane, and I have to skip over them. So if I have a plane, Martin, that's going to you, and it's not at 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, and you haven't seen it, I apologize, man. Oh, but that's from GRU. Oops. I don't know why I read SCL. If that's from GRU, I play GRU maybe like once or twice a week. If you haven't seen it in a few weeks, that's still kind of odd. Because I try to, when I play an airport, I try to play it once a week, and I try to handle all the planes. So drop in your username. I'll look for your username the next time I play World of Airports at GRU. Could be today or tomorrow. And we'll make sure that plane gets back to you, alright? I'm sorry about that, bro. Romania said, in fact, I found out about a building to the right end of the runway. Has a purple color to it. When you have a chance, check it out. Alright. Said, a building to the right of the end of the runway on the approach view. Not the approach view. Oh, maybe at the end of the runway, so that's the other side. I don't see purple. Yo, peace out, Boeing. What's up, Black Hole? Martin, you were completely right, bro. I read your post wrong. Reading is hard sometimes. I apologize. You don't gotta apologize. Oh, at Innsbruck. Okay. I'm not at Innsbruck, bro. Henry said it's pretty easy to make yogurt. The tough part is to get the good starter, but then to warm milk, add the starter, and most importantly, keep it standing overnight, but in a warm place. Oh. I use some Fairlife Fairlife milk with that. The problem is, so I've lost 45 pounds since my heaviest weight, and I've been like tracking my macros, like which are carbs, protein, and fat, and I most often go over my macro on my fats. So I need to be very. Making my own yogurt would be great, especially if I could use Fairlife no-fat milk, which has a lot of protein and no fat. So that would be pretty cool. Not sure if it's worth the effort, because like this is my next yogurt right here, not sponsored. Oikos 000, 15 grams of protein with 0 added sugar, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0 fat. I have like 2 or 3 yogurts per day. Okay, Martin's username is crazy Martin 1203098. Gotcha. The Romanian said I forgot to put it's a in. Sorry, sad face. You good, bro? Martin said, can I send my 77WF to you, Fat? Your best bet, if you want to send me a 77WF, I don't know what airports that can go to or not go to, but I think if you send it to my LHR or my IAD, those are probably the 2 airports you're probably able to send it to. Yeah, those are the 2 airports you're probably still able to send it to, and that you're gonna get it frequently. Even though IAD, I have way too many cargo. I have a lot of cargo planes there, so sometimes people's cargo planes take a lot longer for me to handle. There's 3 Prom says more healthy when you make it at home. Yeah, for real, everything is more healthy when you make it at home, for sure. 100%, you got that right. There are certain things though, like I like making my own ice cream, but it's like I spend like a couple hours make ice cream, and then I throw it in the freezer, and then I'm good for like a couple of weeks. So, but it's a lot of time sometimes when you're doing things yourself. But I want to be healthy, right? So it's like I gotta make the effort to put in the time, so that way I can be healthy and eat the right things. And also knowing what's in your food is super beneficial, because then at least you know, like, okay, you can make a decision like, oh, do I want to have this whole stick of butter in my meal or not? Because then you're making the decision. Like when you're cooking your dinner, you could go to Hibachi and they'll use like a whole stick of butter, right, with your food, and you have no say in that, or very little say. Hibachi, you have say, right? You can say, yeah, not so much butter. But like when you go into a restaurant, they could be putting a whole stick of butter in your one plate, and you wouldn't even know. But at home, and you're making those decisions, or somebody's making those decisions. Oh, Ultra's here. What's up, Ultra? Ultra say, how long you think you're playing for? Or should I return your plane right now? Or nah. I'm probably going to end in the next like 15 minutes or so. We did knock down our queue from 200 down to 133 now. So that's pretty good. but I don't know how far it is from Innsbruck to LHR one way, but it's definitely not 15 minutes. So I appreciate you, Ultra, for hopping in though. Alright, said, what's your UID? Which one should I send to LHR? Just send it to the Phat Rican, THEPHATRICAN. I think you could do exclamation point Phat in the chat, and it'll give you my usernames. Let me double check that. Do it right here, exclamation point Phat. I don't know if it's on YouTube or not. I think it's on Twitch. Yeah. Oh, maybe the command doesn't work on. Maybe the command doesn't work on YouTube. But here we go. I'm gonna paste it. That way you got my usernames. But yeah, everybody's more than welcome to always send me a contract request to any of my airports on the my main account. There are only certain airports that I play every single day, but sometimes you don't need a partner that plays every single day either, right? Like me, when I'm sending people planes, my first request usually is that you accept the plane faster, because it just kind of stinks to have a plane like I got a plane over here. Like no shade, I love Mert, but like this is like in a smaller airport, right? This would be horrible, because in some of these small airports you got a plane sitting here sometimes for a couple minutes, sometimes for a couple hours, sometimes for a couple days, sometimes for a couple weeks. I have a few planes sitting there for a couple months, taking up stands, right? So my biggest complaint is I don't care how often you handle my plane. I just hope you go in and accept my plane as soon as possible, because then at least I can get that plane out of the stand and handle a bunch of other planes that I have waiting to land. Right now, this stand is occupied. No other plane can park here until Mert. No shade at Mert. Mert's a great partner, by the way, but until Mert accepts this contract request, right? So that's the bad part. I really wish they would rework that, because it makes it harder for me to I'm actually worried about my 100 contract giveaway. If you guys don't know, or you weren't here in the beginning, on the Phat Airlines Discord, we are giving away 100 789s from my LHR, my main account, right? So I'm actually super worried about this giveaway, because that means I'm gonna have 100 789s on the ground waiting for contract partners to accept them. Now anybody can enter this giveaway. All you gotta do is hit join the Discord, exclamation point Discord, if you're not part of the Discord already. Hit this button. If you don't have the channel, go up to here to channels and roles and add the might need to go to all channels and then add the WoA contract category, so you can see all the giveaway channels. But yeah, you want to I'm worried, man. I'm worried because we're gonna have look, Mert. Mert, are you here, bro? But Mert, I appreciate your example. And then look at this, right? So Mert accepted the contract, and now I gotta wait 25 more minutes for maintenance. So that plane is still stuck there. But yeah, I'm worried about the 789 giveaway, because that's my only like my biggest complaint. It has nothing to do with the other person, Like, not everybody can play World at Airports every single day. Not everybody can check all their notifications to see how many contract requests they're getting and, to quickly accept them. I get that. But that's my one request, is that I hope that you can accept my contract requests as soon as possible if they're coming to you. I also try to do the same, because what I'll do is I go into like my airport here. I go into the menus here. And if you click here, you can see there's 3 connection requests at this airport, for example, right? So what I'll do is on my main account, I click these airports. Oh, I got 2 arrivals here. Let's go in here. I go into these airports. I go to see what kind of connection requests we have, and of course I accept the event planes. Event planes are awesome. And then I look to see what contract requests we have here, and then I accept them. On my main account. See if we got any good rolls over here. Good. We got that. Then we have Prague with some event planes. Ultra said the chat flood was not necessary. Hey, not everybody. There's a little bit of a delay from when I talk and when I type, and you probably could notice that while I'm typing in there. But there's a little bit of a delay from when I'm talking and when I'm typing from when you guys actually hear it. So I appreciate the help from that's really what I want is when it comes to like, you know, me talking about commands. I can't always type it in. But yeah, it was like, what, 3 or 4 exclamation point fats in there. Yeah, we accept the contract event planes. Let me go in here. We look to see what the contract planes are, and we accept them on my main account. Ooh, 835K. I don't think I want that. All right, what else? What other airports we have? We have LHR. We have Sydney with 3 contract requests, and that's it. Oh, we have Muscat too, but Muscat has 8 connection requests. Let's see what's going on there. Any tips for leveling up my Muscat airport? You should probably take a look at when I started this brand new Muscat airport. Now, eventually at this Muscat airport, I did use my gold planes to buy Wallers. So the entire video is not for you, most likely. But one of the things I did was I bought, you know, you get this area up here like initially, right? So I bought, like, it doesn't matter which stand you buy really, but I bought stand 5 to class E, right? So class E, because that way I could handle, you know, all the E planes. I can handle all the E planes, right? At least one at a time. Then what I did was I then bought this terminal right here, this middle one. I bought this middle one because this is where I can handle a bunch of F planes as well. Now, depending upon where you're at, like you're not going to be able to afford all of this at once. So you got to really strategize on what you're going to buy. You do start off with some B stands and I think 1 C stand, so that could get you going for a little bit. But I would definitely see if you can get some E planes coming in, or D planes coming in. Get this E stand, because those D and E planes are going to make you, if they're coming from another, if they're not in your own fleet, the E planes are going to make you like 1, 2, or 3,000 Wallers, which is really great because that's almost enough to buy an A stand. Actually, you only need 2,000 to buy an A stand, so that's enough to buy an A stand. And that's another thing that I did. I went in here and I bought A stands. So that way I can get more handling crew. That way I can handle those E planes that are coming in. And that way I can also get more contract capacity. That way I can get more contracts from other players. So then over time, you'll be able to just add more of those larger stands. Buy more A stands across the board. Buy more terminals so you can get more handling crew and more contract capacity. And then don't forget about the cargo spaces either. You know, I had to buy the cargo space over here because I got a lot of G planes coming to me. I had a lot of G planes coming to me, so I had to buy this G stand for that purpose. But you got the cargo stand there and the cargo stands over here. So yeah, that's what I would do at Muscat. I got a video where I started this off as a brand new airport too, so you can take a look at that. Let's see what contracts we have here. Oh yeah, Alfie spammed me. Let's X out some of these. Alfie, you should do a giveaway on the Phat Airlines Discord, bro. I don't know if you're here. I don't know if I saw your name today. But yeah, you should do a giveaway on the Phat Airlines Discord with all those 738s and 752s. All right, let's see what you guys else are saying. Go back to LHR for a second. DJ says it just takes a sec to run through your airports and accept planes. You don't have to actually play the airport. Yeah, 100%. I know sometimes even a second could be like too long, right? Like you don't have enough time to even like log in. But Yeah, even just what I did now. You know, just go in, scroll over, click the accept button, and then you're good to go. And after that, I don't typically care how long it takes to handle. Ayush wants me to send some planes at Muscat. Nice. Join the Phat Airlines Discord and make a contract board post. That's where I always check to see if I have planes. Right now, I don't think I have many planes going to Muscat, but we do have this large giveaway happening on Discord for giveaway L plane, a 789 from LHR, and that can go to Muscat. So you can enter the giveaway. It ends in 4 days, and 100 winners. So there's going to be some people who don't win, but everybody has an equal chance at winning. Any tips for Prague? So Prague is another airport that I also started brand new. I think I started that slightly before 3.0 though. But Prague, I mean, the same thing. You want to? I rushed to get an E stand or an F stand at Prague. E stand is really where it's at. F is not as urgent, but you might run into a few F planes here or there, but you're going to run into a lot more E planes. Rush to get an E stand, so that way you can handle E planes, and see if you don't have any E planes already scheduled to land, then see if you can get a few player contracts. There's definitely plenty of players who could send you planes from IAD or LHR, or maybe not LHR. LHR might be too close for Prague, but IAD, BKK, those big airports, people have planes there, and they can send you a plane to your Prague there. So you should be able to find a contract partner for your purpose. What role do you need to make a giveaway? So you need to be a VIP, but you don't need the VIP role. You can be a VIP by, the cheapest way to be there's a free way to be a VIP. You could get VIP for free by reaching like level 20 on Discord, but that takes some time. You have to be active on the Discord, and like every chat message you send gets you like experience on the Discord, and every time you get a level, my bot will let you know. So that's the free way you can get it. The cheapest way you can get a VIP is by joining YouTube on the basic economy membership. We have different levels of membership on YouTube, depending upon how you want to support, and different memberships have different benefits too. But basic economy membership on YouTube will get you VIP. All you gotta do is link your Discord to your YouTube account. Any Twitch subscription will get you VIP as well. Even gifted memberships on YouTube or gifted subs on Twitch will get you VIP for that time period that you're a subscriber or a member. So make sure you link your Discord with your Twitch under your Discord profile settings, so that way you can get those benefits. Not just in my server, but anywhere else that you have also, like other streamers or people that you watch. Then there's also option to buy membership directly through Discord as well if you want to do that route. I'm also going to, on my website, going to have another method. That way, yeah, we're gonna have another membership method on my website. Maybe like a lifetime membership or something that's gonna be like super cheap. That way, if you don't want to like worry about subscribing, but you still want to support the channel and you want to get VIP for lifetime or something, maybe a year. I don't know. I'm thinking about some other ways we can get you to support. And then we're also doing. It's still testing because we've been testing it for a while because I haven't figured out if it's working or not. But we're testing out ways that we can also give non-VIPs ways to do giveaways. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to I want VIPs to do giveaways is because VIPs tend to be the more active players in World of Airports. But so that's why they're enabled to do giveaways. But I know not all of the active World of Airports players are VIPs, right? So I want to give other people opportunities but I also don't want people who are brand new to the game to start a giveaway and then they never play the game ever again, right? I really want the active players to be the ones hosting the giveaways, so that way they can send some of their extra planes. So I'm working on like a reputation system, essentially, so that way when people gain a certain level of rep, then they also gain access to a certain number of giveaways that they can host. So I think that's a cool way for us to make sure that people who are gaining reputation, they can also do giveaways. But we're still testing it out. We haven't verified if it works yet, so it's been a long time coming, but it's something we're still working on. So yeah, we are working on a free-to-play way to also be able to do giveaways, but right now you have to be a VIP. There is a free way to get VIP as well, but it is time intensive. So I'm working on it, guys. Is IAD one of your main airports in your main account? Yes, it is. That is correct. You can, but you can't make one. I'll double check that. It's probably a setting I need to fix. Let me double check. I will double check. Darius Pilot, what is your user? Or ping me on Discord, bro, in the VIP chat. Just mention me, and I will see what roles you have and make sure that they're enabled for giveaways. Sometimes, you know, I miss one or two things. What do you think is the best airport to get more silver planes? It's pretty much any airport that has larger airports. You know, so like IAD, LHR, BKK, Muscat, MCT, Leipzig, LEJ, even SCL could be good. But SCL, you know, we're still kind of playing it, so we have to figure it out. But any airport where you got a lot more stands, you know, the more planes you can handle, the better. The more handling crew you can have, the better, right? Because the more handling crew you have, the more planes you can handle at once, and the less time you have to spend playing that airport, right? So those bigger airports, they just naturally have more handling crew because they have more stands. Each stand gives you more handling crew. So those bigger airports just are just generally better. Eric said, "Are you playing on a mobile device?" Yeah, I'm playing on an iPad Pro. So it is I'm playing on the 11-inch iPad Pro, but yeah, definitely a mobile device. Oh, Concord lover, I got you, Darius. Let me just check your profile, and then I'll check my settings, and we got you covered. All right, bro. We got you covered. I will ping you once I verify. Why can't I find a player news channel? That's crazy. Alright. Well, guys, I think that's it for me for today. I had a great time streaming. I appreciate you guys. Again, my stream schedule for next month is going to be different. I'll be posting it on the Phat Airlines Discord. Like next Saturday, I will not be here, but instead I'll be streaming on Wednesday or Thursday next week. Before, like, so the October 8th or October 9th, I'll be streaming instead of October 11th. I'll be here October 18th, and then I will not be here October 25th. But I will be have some makeup streams during the week. So most likely even during the same time at like 11 a.m. Eastern, so that way we can make up for my missed time. All right, but I want to thank you guys for being here. We'll post it on I will post it on Discord, so keep an eye out, and I appreciate it, guys. You hope you have a fantastic day, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple days. Peace out, everybody. Peace.